The vast landscapes of Iran are truly spectacular. They are places of stark beauty and extreme conditions. For much of the year, the sun beats down relentlessly upon the land, baking the earth until it cracks. This is a desert, a place where rain is a rare and precious gift. The air is often dry, and scorching winds can sweep across the plains, carrying away any moisture they find. For any living thing to survive here, from the smallest insect to the largest animal, one challenge stands above all others: the quest for water. It is the single most important element in this arid world, dictating where life can flourish and where it cannot. In this challenging environment, ancient people faced a great problem. Rivers on the surface were few and far between. Any water that did fall as rain would often evaporate quickly under the intense heat of the sun. Even if it soaked into the ground, it would disappear from view, seemingly lost forever. How could people build villages and grow food in a place where water was so scarce? They needed a clever solution, a way to access the hidden water that was locked away deep beneath the earth. Ingenuity was not just an advantage here, it was the key to survival itself, a necessary spark for creating a home in this unforgiving climate. High in the mountains that rise above these plains, the situation is different. Here, snow and rain are more common. This water does not simply vanish, it seeps deep into the ground, filtering through layers of rock and soil. It collects in vast underground reservoirs, creating a hidden store of water far below the surface, safe from the sun's thirsty rays. The ancient people of Iran understood this. They knew that a treasure trove of water lay beneath the mountain foothills, a secret river flowing in the darkness. The challenge was not that the water didn't exist, but how to bring it to the places where they lived and farmed, many kilometers away. This is where a remarkable story of human invention begins. Over 3,000 years ago, the people of this land devised a solution that was both brilliant and daring. They would not wait for the water to come to them. They would go to the water. They decided to build a system that could tap into these underground sources and guide the water across the desert to their communities. This idea would transform the landscape and allow civilization to blossom in one of the driest places on Earth. It was an ambitious plan, born from desperation and genius, that would change the course of history for this region forever and ever. The solution they invented is called a qanat. A qanat is, in essence, a man-made underground river. It is not a pipe or a simple ditch, but a long, gently sloping tunnel dug deep into the earth. This tunnel starts high up in the foothills of a mountain, where the groundwater is plentiful. The beginning of the qanat is a deep well, known as the mother well, which is dug down until it reaches the water table. This well acts as the source, the starting point for the entire system. From this point, the water begins its long, slow journey, protected from the heat and the wind, traveling silently through the darkness of the tunnel. The construction of a qanat was an incredible feat of engineering and teamwork. It was incredibly difficult work, all done by hand. First, skilled surveyors would find the perfect spot to begin, a place with a reliable source of underground water. Then, a team of diggers, known as mukanis, would get to work. They would dig the mother well, sometimes over 100 meters deep. Once they reached the water, they would begin digging the main tunnel horizontally, back towards the village or farm that needed the water. This tunnel had to have a very precise, gentle slope. Too steep, and the water would flow too fast and erode the tunnel walls. Too shallow, and the water would not flow at all. To manage this massive undertaking, the mukanis dug a series of vertical shafts from the surface down to the main tunnel. These shafts were spaced about 20 to 30 meters apart. They served several vital purposes. They provided ventilation for the workers digging far below, bringing fresh air into the dark and confined spaces. They also allowed the diggers to haul out the enormous amounts of excavated earth and rock. From the air, a line of qanat shafts looks like a series of molehills stretching across the desert, marking the hidden path of the water flowing beneath the ground. The real genius of the qanat is that it uses nothing but gravity. There are no pumps, no machines, just a simple, elegant design. The gentle slope of the tunnel allows the water to flow slowly and continuously from the higher ground of the mother well to the lower ground of the village. As the tunnel gets closer to the village, the land surface slopes down more steeply than the tunnel itself. Eventually, the tunnel emerges from the ground, delivering a constant, reliable stream of cool, fresh water. This water would appear as if by magic, a steady flow in the middle of a dry landscape, available day and night, all year round. The arrival of a qanat transformed life completely. Where there was once only dry, dusty earth, there could now be life. This constant supply of water made permanent settlements possible. People no longer had to live a nomadic existence, constantly moving in search of water. They could build villages, towns, and eventually even large cities in the heart of the desert. The qanat became the lifeblood of the community, the central artery that allowed everything else to function. The cool, clean water was used for drinking, cooking, and washing, dramatically improving the health and quality of life for everyone who lived there. With a reliable source of water, farming could finally flourish. The water from the qanat was carefully channeled into irrigation ditches that fed fields of wheat, barley, and cotton. It also allowed for the creation of beautiful orchards, where pomegranates, figs, and pistachios could grow, protected from the harsh sun. These gardens, known as oases, were like green jewels set in the brown expanse of the desert. They provided not only food, but also shade and a cool refuge from the heat. The qanat turned barren land into productive agricultural centers, creating surplus food that could support a growing population and be traded with other regions. Some qanats are truly ancient marvels. The oldest ones still in use are thought to be around 3,000 years old, a testament to the skill of their builders and the durability of their design. They can also be astonishingly long. Some qanat systems stretch for over 70 kilometers, a subterranean river system created entirely by human hands. Building and maintaining these structures required incredible cooperation. Whole communities had to work together, sharing the labor and the costs. This shared reliance on the qanat strengthened social bonds and created a deep sense of community, as everyone's survival depended on this shared resource. The qanat also shaped the very structure of Iranian towns and cities. The wealthiest families often lived upstream, where the qanat first emerged from the ground, giving them access to the purest water. As the water flowed through the town, it would be used by public bathhouses, mosques, and then the homes of other residents further downstream. Special underground structures, called aban bars, were built to store the cool qanat water for use during the hottest months. In this way, the entire layout of a community was often designed around the path of this hidden water, demonstrating its central importance to every aspect of daily life. Today, in the 21st century, the qanat system remains remarkably important. Despite the arrival of modern technologies like electric pumps and deep wells, thousands of these ancient water systems are still active across Iran. They continue to supply water to millions of people, especially in rural and arid regions where other sources are unreliable or too expensive. These ancient canals are a living piece of history, a sustainable technology that has served people for millennia. In a world facing growing water shortages, the wisdom behind the qanat, using gravity, preventing evaporation, and working with nature, is more relevant than ever. The qanat system is a powerful symbol of sustainability. Unlike modern deep wells, which can quickly deplete underground aquifers, qanats are designed to only draw water at a rate that can be naturally replenished. They do not drain the source, they simply skim from it. This ensures that the water supply can last for future generations. This gentle approach to water management stands in stark contrast to more aggressive modern methods, which can cause long-term environmental damage. The qanat teaches us a valuable lesson about living in balance with our environment and respecting the limits of our natural resources. Recognizing their immense cultural and historical value, UNESCO has designated the Persian qanat system as a World Heritage Site. This designation protects 11 representative qanats across Iran, honoring them as masterpieces of human creative genius. They are celebrated not just as feats of engineering, but as a cultural tradition that has shaped the identity of the Iranian people for thousands of years. The knowledge of how to build and maintain them has been passed down through countless generations, a precious inheritance of skill and environmental wisdom that continues to be practiced to this day. In the end, the story of the qanat is a story of human resilience and ingenuity. It shows how people, faced with a seemingly impossible challenge, found a way not just to survive, but to thrive. They looked at a parched desert and envisioned green gardens. They looked at hidden water deep underground and devised a way to bring it to the surface. The canals that stretch across the Iranian plateau are more than just tunnels. They are enduring monuments to a deep understanding of nature and a testament to the remarkable ability of humankind to create sustainable solutions that can stand the test of time, providing life-giving water for centuries.